it again.
Shot him in the butt. Oh my gosh, dude. What a banger, dude. What a banger intro. That's how we start a podcast, man. We blow stuff.
AI taking everybody's jobs.
AI is taking everyone's jobs. The music industry is getting taken over.
You've been doing some work on those intro vids, bro.
Dude, it's been fun. Yeah.
And I know there's one cooking that's a little more personal. Can't wait to hear that one.
Yeah, that one's gonna be good. Nady. Got a Mr. Rapper over here.
Okay. A little less AI, more human.
I was wondering if you were talking about the music or the clip shown. I was like, what?
Yeah, Mule's a bot. That's what it is.
I mean, yeah.
Right. Hey, we haven't got to do this in a while, but hey, here's what we do. We talk about games, we talk about stuff with you guys in the community, and we blow stuff up. And man, has it been interesting?
Yes.
Has it been interesting? Hey, Aaron, appreciate that new membership over on YouTube, man.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, Ron. Yeah, this has been interesting to say the least, and we're just gonna jump right into it. But I mean, has big gaming studios failed us? Let's open that can of worms.
I mean, go ahead, Nady.
Failed themselves more than us.
Yeah,
because I wasn't buying their stuff anyway.
Hey, that's a good point.
Like, I'm not buying their crap. It's garbage.
2042.
The trickle down effect. They failed themselves.
Ooh. I mean, what was the one? The first person hand gesture one? Mortals of Avium, I think it was.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
that one died.
Didn't do anything. It died pretty quick.
Yeah, Avowed, isn't that one like getting like review bombed already or something too?
Yeah, it's getting a lot of hate. And the combat looks great, but it's kind of shown some semblance to past games that have failed. So people are like, oh, it's just a whole nother bag of culture stuff. Too soon to tell. But I will say the voice actor for Garrus of Mass Effect is a voice actor for a companion in the game. So that is kind of cool.
Ah, man, he was the coolest guy too.
I know. He was the best companion all three games.
All
period.
Yeah, dude. So the latest info we got is Ubisoft laid off 185 employees. EA's lost like $6 billion in market share.
Dude.
And recently, and you guys know I love freaking BioWare, but they let go of their whole team that wrote Dragon Age of Veilguard.
Here's the fun fact timeline. As soon as that billion market cap dropped, that's when the writing team was let go without warning.
Yeah.
No warning. And then the ancillary team was kind of spread out through rest of EA.
See, and that's the only thing I was worried about, because I have a neighbor that actually works for BioWare, and we talked about Dragon Age. And when it came out, I was playing it. I was like, yeah, I'm playing it. I was like, you ready to start working on Mass Effect? She goes, I hope so. And I was like, oh man.
Just the way she said it.
Things got to be bad over there, And so now all this stuff coming out, I'm like, dude, this is. I feel for him, man. I feel for him.
It's their last Hail Mary if they have to do that. And they have to make sure the studio's smaller and focused during pre-production. They're just trying to salvage, save face and if this game doesn't do well for our consumers that pay money for it, we're toast.
Well, the college football, that seemed to do really good. That's after they split up. Remember they what is it? They took away ES Sports and they called it, what did they call it? FC or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, their soccer game recently got a lot of heat too, which contributed to it as well.
Yeah. I mean, their FIFA stuff has always been kind of crappy though.
It wasn't just
was one of the highest selling.
That was a big one.
Yeah. Aaron asks, "Are big studios have big studios failed us, or is the model becoming only Xbox and PS studios are going to thrive?"
Those aren't thriving either.
No.
Toys for Bob gone, turned independent. Tango gone. Concord Studio, what was it? Firewalk gone. Bungie, who knows what's going to happen to those?
Yeah. It's a lot of these AAAs are losing some of their inner studios because those particular games aren't putting out games people want to buy. What
Yeah.
is thriving? Well, it looks projected to be thriving. Is those devs that have broken off from AAA to take on their own dreams, like Rebel Wolves and Archetype Entertainment. And in a recent interview with the Rebel Wolf devs, that's exactly what it said. They had a dream. They knew they could never make it under the EA umbrella. They'd never be
Yeah.
allowed to take a risk like this. And so
Yeah.
they broke off and took a huge risk. And it looks to be paying off because Dawnwalker is getting a lot of anticipated love.
Yeah. I mean, the preview looked good other than the violin stuff.
Yeah. More
Yeah.
violence.
That was a switch, bait and switch right there, man. A bait and switch.
Multiverse is another game shut down. I never played it. No draw for me, but
Yeah.
I mean, a Smash clone. You
Yeah.
know, another Nintendo copy.
But then again, Rivals is an Overwatch clone, but it's blowing up.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's because it has a good gameplay loop,
Yeah.
right? And it's like
Right.
it's
Or
pretty
it's got Marvel
balanced.
characters.
It's way more
It's-
than a
yep.
clone.
Well, see,
I mean,
here's the thing though. Like I would even say, Nate, like look at Avengers. When the Avengers game came out, it tanked. Like it started off strong and then it just tanked. And I think
Yep.
what happened is the gameplay
well,
loop
that's
wasn't fun enough.
the Avengers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's Square Enix. That's the same people that made Foam Stars. So, and
They had to-
no, but it was Crystal Dynamics. But
Yeah.
that was like a forced, kind of like
Yeah.
Suicide Squad was.
And
Yeah.
it ended up being like
Forced.
Temu Avengers. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
It was like forced microtransactions and
Oh yeah.
just
That didn't
ruined them.
bode so well.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
the game
I
sucked.
yeah, Frey's saying hopefully Rivals keeps building from here. I think that the only place they can go is up, and they've been doing so well. I mean, it's just everyone is playing that freaking game, dude.
Mhm.
Except for
Mhm.
Nate.
What Foams? What Rivals?
Yeah.
It's
I
a
know,
hero
I know.
shooter.
Yeah.
Not for everyone. Not for everyone.
Yeah.
Will you play Foam Stars before you get offended by it
See, Aaron wants to ban you. He wants to ban you from it.
for the Foam Star slander? You
Yeah.
put it on for 12 minutes.
Yeah. So here's the question I have to ask then is with all these issues, right? What's going to happen with Ubisoft? Who's going to buy it? Who do you think is the person that's going to buy that studio or whatever?
That's
Or
a
is
good
this going to
question.
buy IPs? They're just going to buy the IPs? What do you think they're going to do?
I don't know, man. I
Um,
mean, after what they just pulled and having to go salvage mode with Assassin's Creed Shadows, I don't know. I mean, I got a fun fact for you on that one too. But to answer your question, it's likely they'll just have to, if someone doesn't come up and swoop up the whole thing, they'll have to break it off and sell it in pieces,
Yeah.
IPs.
yeah, I was gonna say they got to trim the fat. Oh my god.
No, you're good, man. Yeah, I feel like here's what's gonna happen. I feel like the IPs of Ubisoft actually have more value than Ubisoft itself.
You're probably right.
Like you think about Assassin's Creed, right? Like you think about that. Like I feel like that has so much more. Like people understand Assassin's Creed, and like you take a gamer that maybe doesn't know about a lot about games, they probably know Assassin's Creed more than they know about Ubisoft. And so it's like that probably has more draw to it, or any of the Tom Clancy games probably has more draw to it, more ability to buy the IPs rather than the whole studio. Just let the whole studio shutter and buy the IPs.
That needs to happen because we need a proper, good Splinter Cell game again.
Yep.
So overdue, man. I loved all those games. Most
Yep.
of them that I played.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. I think I honestly don't think anybody wants to buy the studio, because if you buy the whole studio, you get a lot of baggage with it, right? You get
Yeah.
all the
Yep.
employees, you get all the stuff. You don't really have a say in what you want to do if you're buying this huge company. Um,
And having a
so
say in your development is kind of the dream now that people are
yeah,
seeking,
yeah,
because they've lost it because of corporate greed, corporate overreach, just not being able to do risky things they want to do because we have to stick to XYZ formula to I don't know, satisfy the board, satisfy investors, satisfy, and outside money that has influence. It's not the
yeah,
same anymore.
yeah. And Frey said Prince of Persia. Like, I didn't
You
even
got to
think about that one.
you got to remember too. Ubisoft handles all Xbox Cloud stuff too. All the Xbox Cloud gaming.
Really?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Did
yeah,
not
they
put
handle. Yeah, because they couldn't have a monopoly in the cloud, so they kind of sourced it to
that's
them or
right.
something.
Oh,
Forced to break it
wow.
up. Mm,
Whoa, that actually has huge ramifications then.
interesting.
Because if that's the case, I mean, some of the things that they do with cloud gaming and the stuff that they're probably going to do with the Switch and stuff, like, dang, dude.
Well,
Like, how are they
maybe
going to?
Microsoft, since they want to be everywhere and everything, they'll buy that up just to have full power over it. Now that wouldn't work because I guess they wouldn't let it.
Yeah, I mean, that's monopoly, man. That's the big thing, right? They're breaking up all these monopolies. So,
Hmm.
you know,
Interesting.
yeah,
The plot thickens.
yeah. But it's like I feel like what happened is, um, you take Ubisoft, right? And they have a formula for making good games, but they never just like built off of that. They
Yeah.
just kept
Well,
making the same thing with the different skin.
and that's the thing, right? It's they had a good formula, but now it's just overwatered. Now it's just
Yeah,
drowning in that formula, and it's like, oh my
yeah.
god.
People are just
It's like
tired of it.
the formula is like a second thought. Like we want to do this and we'll incorporate what's worked along the way, but this has to be priority. Kind of
Yeah,
backwards.
yeah. I mean, they tried to do a couple things with like two protagonists, like in Assassin's Creed and things like that. But like honestly, I didn't really care about having two different protagonists to play as. Like, I'd rather just play as the main character the whole
Yeah.
time. And then you have the blunder that was like Star Wars Outlaws, dude. That game could have been the game for them. And
Skull and Bones,
Skull and Bone, dude. Whatever happened to that?
dead.
It's still here, kind of.
Is it?
I think it's still around. I'm surprised I haven't seen it shut down.
I heard it was like dead, like
Yeah.
gone.
Quadruple A production that no one wanted to play.
Because
And,
they should have just made Black Flag.
Yes.
Like,
That's
and
what
just
people wanted.
but that would be the same thing.
But they had to do live service.
maybe.
Live
I
service.
mean, that's every
It-
game they do, right?
Yeah, it could have been a little bit different, right? It could have added a couple other elements to it. Make it more piratey than assassiny, and things like that. And add fun elements like Sea of Thieves has, like where you're throwing up from drinking too much ale. And
Well, we got
that
RGG
stuff would've been
Studio by Sega doing a pirate game, right? So
yeah. Skull and Bones has 80 players on Steam right now. Wow.
Wow.
That's dead, man.
So it is still around, but
Yeah.
not by much.
And I remember a bunch of our friends that got early access to that and went to like the UB Player, whatever lounge or whatever they do. They're like, "Oh, this is a great game. I think it could really have some good bones." I'm like, dude, I watched the live streams of it and it looked boring. It looked
I
like
played the first
World of
beta
Warships.
and I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was fetch quest after fetch quest just to progress. And the fetch quests weren't really all that fun.
See, and that's the thing, like, too, I think these big studios haven't learned is how to make an engaging story that's not just fetch quests,
Yep.
Because it's like too much, man. It's too much.
I feel that.
Yep. I'm pulling up the Steam charts right now just to look at it.
I
And
think
it's like it's terrible, dude. Peak is
Ubisoft.
2,500.
Oh,
Wow.
that never did good. Oh my.
No.
Oh
I
my.
mean, just terrible.
That's
I
wow.
wonder if the 80 people playing are devs.
Yeah, or the people trying to not get the game sunset.
Yeah,
So
right.
they're like,
yeah.
we'll stay in the server. Like they used
Yeah.
to.
Logged in, have the rudder set to left, and just going in circles.
Yeah. But
That's
man,
terrible, man.
I feel bad for Ubisoft. I don't really know why they made some of the decisions they made, other than they have really poor leadership at the top. Because
That's gonna be
I
a
don't think
huge
it's the
factor.
devs, right? I don't think. Do you think it's the devs, or do you think it's more leadership?
It's both,
Yep.
I think. I mean, it's a formula that's worked for them for so long. It's like trying to get Mule to change something that he's been doing. You can't teach old dogs new
Mhm.
tricks.
I'm just gonna Leroy Jenkins,
And
bro.
be like, it took about 3 weeks and 180,000 subs to get you to try mouse and keyboard.
I got it. Yeah,
But it's a
that's true.
formula that's worked for him.
Yeah.
And that you don't see it until you're like, oh crap,
Yep.
you know?
Yep. Yeah, man. That makes sense because like I feel like too, like some of the devs are a little tone deaf,
Mhm.
Like it's like, do you even realize who your audience is?
Yeah.
And that's what I don't understand is like how do you go in to make a game and not realize the people you're making the game for?
Mhm.
Like we were just talking, I've been playing through Doom, and that I don't know why I never played that game, dude, but that game is freaking fun. Like Doom Eternal, like just smashing heads, like chainsawing people. It's the same thing with Space Marine 2. It's just so dang good.
Yeah.
I mean, it would
And it,
get old, right? If it was like every game was like that. It's totally
yeah,
understandable.
like yeah. But I
Sorry.
don't but yeah, I mean that makes sense, Nate. But it's like when you have something that makes you feel like you're having fun rather than
Mhm.
you're doing a job, um, I think people tend to enjoy something that's just fun rather than a job.
I mean, if you take Doom and say Gears of War, 2 examples where they pretty much did the same thing, they just made it better and changed the story, but tied it into past stuff each time.
Yeah,
They geared it towards their audience, tried to get some new audience with new tech and new story, but overall, it was this continuation of what has worked, and both IPs have been amazing.
yeah,
Then you get Assassin's Creed, where it's like been up and down, nothing really consistent, but lately it's just gone down.
yeah,
And they're losing the plot. Making it for who? I don't know. The imaginary audience that just doesn't show up to play it. Kills them.
yeah. What do y'all think about this comment with Aaron?
I don't think it's a take. I mean, that's what happens in life too. You
Yeah,
don't change your ways
Yeah.
until sometimes you hit the wall, hit rock bottom.
Mhm.
yep,
Sometimes it makes your brain stronger.
yeah.
Do
That's
not
I
disagree with that at all.
yeah. And then like I want to have empathy, right? When I see stuff like this. When I see stuff like this, where the whole for you guys that are listening to audio, we put up a graphic. It says it looks like the whole entirety of Dragon Age of Velgard's main credited writing team is now no longer working for BioWare. Like I want to have empathy, right? But at the same
Right.
time, I'm also like, good.
Mhm.
But they'll land on their feet. Writers,
Some
there's
of
not
them
that
will, for
many
sure.
writers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. But the thing is like, how do you land on your feet when you destroy a storied franchise? Like,
That's definitely not one person, right?
no, I mean,
I mean, there's rewrites, rewrite of the rewrite, and
Mhm.
there's a whole bunch of different things going on. So he probably, I mean,
and that makes sense, dude, because when I played the game, and I've said this before, got some videos on it. I felt like there was parts of the game where it was the Dreadwolf, and then there were parts of the game where
Yeah.
it definitely was Velgard. Like, I don't know what some of these writers were thinking, dude. It was just so out of the blue with some of the stuff they did, and it was so preachy and over the top. It's like it didn't allow you to come to your own decisions or make your own decisions about conversations. It was just it's shoved in your face.
Yeah.
This is why you take the Nate approach. Skip the cutscenes.
You can't do
And you
that.
could
in
judge
Dragon Age. You know.
Oh, see what I mean? Bad
Yeah.
game
But
already. That was
It's
a
my
red flag. to me.
understanding that it turned from an action RPG into a life simulator. And that when I heard that comparison, I was like, okay, the new game director came from Sims, which is a life simulator. Holy crap. So she just incorporated her game mindset into this IP and this foobard.
Terrible.
It wasn't just her. The lead writer obviously bombed it as well. And you know, both of them have expressed some very interesting things online. But there's also people below them as well that some of them maybe just like, hey, this is my task, this is what I have to do. Some of them like,
Yeah.
yes, let's do this new thing you guys want to do. So I have some empathy as well, especially for those that were just doing their job, not so much trying to change the IP.
Yeah.
But sadly, the whole crew gone.
Yeah.
But if it's just the writing team though, so that actually less sympathy. The
Yeah.
developers who like make all the concepts and designs, yeah, they're still around somewhere.
Yeah, I felt like the worlds were really good. You know, the scenery, everything was beautiful. Combat was awesome. I love the skill tree and things like that. But like dialogue was dog water. Dog water, man.
Jeez.
Like compared to other stuff that you get from like when you think about when you play Mass Effect or when you play the older Dragon Ages, you're like, dude, this is top tier dialogue.
Except for just like the Acolyte, it made for some good memes and content.
Memes, yeah, it did. That is true, man.
The only silver lining.
But it says here as well, EA lost $6 billion. That's not million, that's billion.
That's a lot.
In market value, which is insane to think about.
15%.
I feel like this is a common thing with EA though. They have so much IP and licensing, sports and stuff like that. It's just I feel like they just teeter-totter all the time. 2042, it went way down. They lost a lot on that. That was a bust.
On the same token, it's sad that you have that much money you can afford to fail an IP entirely. Oh.
I mean, but they also got stuff like that they published too. Like It Takes Two, Game of the Year, a couple years ago.
Yeah.
This Split, what's the new one that's coming out? Split Fiction or something like that. So they have a lot of stuff that they publish too.
I mean, Apex is still going strong. So it's like,
is it?
I was about to say that game you hate playing.
I mean, they're yeah, I don't know. Too many cheaters. They're competitive I should say that.
Gotcha.
But yeah, now when you think about it, $6 billion. I mean, for a studio, that's a crap ton. But like, as for the gaming industry as a whole, I just like Googled it, and it says the estimated for 2024 in US dollars is to generate around $455 billion in revenue, which is insane. Like it was projected to grow 278 billion in 2024, and by 2029 426 billion. So this is, again, I'm just going to bring this up because we're talking about it, because how much the game industry is making. We should not be paying more than $50-$60 for games.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They doing this to turn profit. I mean, that's what you do. They don't care about us.
They're definitely turning a profit, though. That's the thing.
Like they're also trying to reinvest into other stuff, right?
Yeah, I get that. Wasn't the last Star Wars Jedi game a huge success? Yes, it was. Yeah. Jedi Survivor was like massive. It got cheated out of Game of the that was Jedi Fallen Order. Sorry, where it should have been Game of the Year.
I think Outlaws is Game of the Year.
Dude, Outlaws is terrible. It's like I couldn't even finish the game, but they keep saying that they're doing all these updates and things like that. And I think what's happening is like all this is producing a huge culture shift in gaming, right? Where like dudes want to be able to play games where there's a little testosterone. It's not like make believe playing Sims, right? You want to go blow stuff up, like But yeah.
I totally forgot about The Sims. That's another money maker for them.
Oh yeah, The Sims makes a ton of money, dude. Yeah, Turbo. I'm sorry, man. You got to get good with the wall running. This is a good question. Did Outlaws have a worse launch than Cyberpunk?
No,
Initially,
I don't think so.
no.
I don't think so. No, Cyberpunk made a huge comeback, but here again,
yeah.
Here's the thing, though. That's a studio that knew how to get it done, right? Like they knew how to pivot, like like pivot, don't panic, right? It's like when you're having a problem, okay, let's not panic, let's pivot and make it right.
It took them a while to fix it, but when they did, it was such a banger that so many people literally forgot or chose to forget how it launched, because 2.0 and the DLC that came right after was like a whole nother experience. So Ubisoft has fixed some things with Outlaws, but I hear still next to nothing about it.
Yeah.
So night and day.
Yeah, and to answer the question in chat from Walk here, and then Aaron asked a follow-up question, so could Outlaws be fixed? I don't think so, man, because the core gameplay and the core dialogue just sucks.
It's going to have its fans, and it's going to be Ubisoft fans that love it, because it's just Assassin's Creed with little lightsabers and stuff.
A terrible Assassin's Creed. It's not even Assassin's Creed. It's like worse than that.
Well, Assassin's Creed has strayed so far from Assassin's Creeds too that
Assassin's Creed doesn't even know what Assassin's Creed is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But fix it? They could fix it, I think.
I don't think so, man.
Will that help it? No, I don't think so.
It's just
at its core, it's
so
really
bad.
Yeah.
And look at this, man. This is just on Steam, of course. So obviously Ubisoft has their own launcher and things like that. But they only had 408 current players last 12 minutes and peaked at 2486. Like,
wow. Yeah. So if you add them and
Skull and Bones,
you get 3K players.
Yeah, we're doing it, guys. We're doing it. Yeah,
still can't top Halo,
dude. Oh, Halo is probably way better than that, dude. Hold on, I got to look at this now. Like after doing that, because y'all keep teasing me, but I'm like Halo Infinite's dead.
Facts,
like,
Turbo. Facts.
What he's saying here, fixing can only work with software issues if your writing is. See, that's what I'm trying to say is like the core of the game is just terrible.
Yeah, and the writing and storytelling in Cyberpunk was top notch, easy.
Yeah,
like a Mass Effect level. So that was there.
Definitely more players in Halo Infinite.
Definitely a few more players.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, and I think that this contributed to it as well, as Walk says, is that the Ultimate Edition was $130. Like,
and you had to delete your save game.
Oh yeah,
from your early access.
When they updated it, yeah,
I would have returned that in a heartbeat. Get this crap game out of my system. Get it back in the store and give me my money back. I'll pay the restocking fee. I don't care.
Yeah. But dude, they would have been able to print money at Ubisoft if Outlaws was good. Like print money, dude.
If it was good and a smash hit, they'd be doing so well.
DLC, throw in some co-op, like, dude. That would have been
slowed down already.
This is misstep after a misstep. They just couldn't stop fumbling. It reminds me of there's a scene like some girl's in a casino and she's walking and she's stumbling like multiple times and eventually just spills her whole giant popcorn somewhere.
Yeah.
But it took her a while to actually fall, and that was Outlaws.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. It's so like I can't feel bad for Ubisoft and I can't feel bad for EA because they've been on top for a long time, man.
It's hard to feel bad when it's a constant mistakes over
Yep.
and over, the same things.
Yep.
And you had these smaller
I don't know if it was
studios.
EA or Take-Two.
But
EA and Take-Two for a second, like it might have been EA. They wanted to charge per like reload and incoming games. That was like discussion too. You had your mind.
Yeah.
It makes me think these bigger studios that are failing, they're not looking around to competitors or below them to smaller AA studios to find out what's working. They're just looking forward. These smaller studios are looking up ahead and like, okay, that's not working. That's not working. We need to shift before we launch our game. I think that's contributing to a lot of these successes of these AA studios, even single A studios. Like, okay, we're seeing what's not working. Let's get ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Where the big guys are making the curve and not in a good way.
Yeah, I feel like it's because they're more agile, right, Prime? Like it's smaller. Like there's not so many layers they have to go through to make one change.
They don't
And
have
like,
too many. They don't have 6 bosses telling them what to do.
yeah, they don't have to get approval 5 times to do one change in one patch, right?
Yeah.
And then when they go and send a community message to everyone on their blog or whatever, they don't have to get it approved by 10 people. So then you wait a month to get out any communication to your players.
They don't have big investors saying you got to do this or this many of that or whatever, or you don't get our money.
Yeah, I mean, that's what originally killed Helldivers too, right? When it had a lot of steam, and then that whole PSN thing came out, right?
That and some modders in their community were shutting people down left and right. They fixed the mod problem.
Yeah.
And that helped a ton. And I'm guessing since PlayStation reneged that whole requirement, maybe Helldivers is getting a boost now. I haven't checked.
I can look it up.
Check. Let's look it up. How's Helldivers doing?
Yeah, but it just shows you just how important your community is. All right, let's look at this. Helldivers. This is just going to be on Steam, guys. Just so you know.
I like Aaron's question right here in chat too.
What does it say right here? That's a great question.
Back to basics.
Yeah.
I mean, back to basics. Fun and have a budget.
Oh, wow.
48,000.
Not bad.
Yeah, let's look at it over the last year. I mean, it's definitely gone down over time from when it first peaked, but it's held pretty steady because I think, what was it, June, July, where they had that issue, and now it's kind of popped back up a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
What you're saying, Nettie, is get back to basics to how you were doing things prior to COVID, because people got into the mindset that, oh, this is how it's going to be from now on. Most studios didn't anticipate this was a bubble. They acted like this was going to be the future. So they threw all their eggs in the basket for the future. And then in 2 years, things change. Oh, crap. We can't shift, or we have to shift and change everything drastically. So
yeah.
Back to basics.
We didn't know how long COVID would be either. So, I mean, I get trying to foolproof. Got a bunch of people working from home. It's like you invite 10 people to a party, 7 are going to show up. You'll hire all these people, probably 5. You can probably get like 5 hours out of 8-hour shifts from a lot of these dudes. So I understand over hiring, because that's what you do when you need it. You subcontract, you overhire to get a job done.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's just really interesting to me because I feel like what's going to happen with this shift in culture, you're going to need more agile teams. And because of that, these large studios are going to keep suffering.
Freddie mentioned No Man's Sky. They're still pumping out big updates and additions to that game. I mean, whole new giant chunks of game coming out and working on the new game.
Yeah.
That's still very impressive for them after their huge comeback story.
What was their new game called again? Didn't we watch that on stream once?
Light No Fire.
Light No Fire. Okay, let me look this up real quick.
MMO.
Basically, it's like
that's like right.
Yeah. Elder Scroll MMO all on one. Every single player's on one planet.
Yeah, I remember watching this now. I'm gonna show it on the screen for you guys that
It
are
looked
not
pretty
familiar
cool.
with it. It did look pretty cool, man. It looked really interesting.
As long as it's not like overcrafting, over
Yeah,
survival, I'm good.
yeah. But this just goes to show, man, just kind of the premise of the night is I don't know how you could argue that big gaming studios haven't failed us, because like I say us because we want to spend money on games and play games, but
Mhm.
not the crap that they're shoving down our throats, right?
Right.
Like, so it's like, give us like these smaller, more agile teams seem to be doing really well, like Helldivers 2. I don't know if you could call Space Marine 2 small team, but like even the stuff with No Man's Sky and then this game here that we're watching as well, like it's just interesting to see that big shift,
Right.
you know?
Well,
That's
Interactive Space Marines is a double A, so they're not quite big, but they're not indie. So they're somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. Yep.
that's I feel like indies have a lot of great ideas, but the budget's not there. And if they release a game, people go, "Oh, it's a good idea," and they just constantly build off the indies. The dudes
Right.
living in the basement, smelling like bo, and
Yeah.
they haven't showered. They're just down there doing drugs, and they're like, "This would be so cool."
Their
And the corporate
hygiene
people
in
come and
life,
take it.
hygiene's terrible, but their games are great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the dudes with the money come over and go, boom, and pretty much do their idea. And we're like, oh, let's release it on the same day that indie game does, so it gets buried.
Yeah.
That's what I should be a CEO.
That's a good question, Aaron.
Yeah. What do you guys think about that right there?
I'd say
Subscription
for
services.
user player count and exposure for games, it's been great, but I honestly think it has held some games back. Is we're seeing that on the PC side right now. Sucks. Console wise, probably great because it's made for consoles. To be honest,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I could blame them because it's a smart move by Xbox because they knew they would never sell as many consoles as
Yeah.
PlayStation. And so they went with the subscription service route and it worked. I mean,
Yeah.
we called it several years ago when we
We
were still
did.
doing the podcast. We talked about that and we're like, this is how they'll beat PlayStation. Is they're gonna say, here's $20 a month, do this, you get all these games for free, and they'll make more money than PlayStation, and then it's not about console races anymore. And who's got
Yeah.
the best console,
They can't win the war, so change the game, and
Yeah.
they did.
Yep.
I mean,
Fred-
Nintendo did that. It's worked out really well for them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Nintendo has always been top dog, man. They're just, I mean, even with the Switch 2 coming out, like, I don't know how they do it, but they're going to make a ton of people buy a Switch 2. And I feel like it's just a larger screen and better connectors on the
Yeah.
on the Joy-Cons.
To
So
Freya's
it's like,
question,
Oh no,
I'm sorry, go ahead. To Freya's
Yeah.
question, my only frustration with the PC Game Pass is that the PC games through the Xbox launcher don't run near as well as they do on Steam.
yeah,
There's always some kind of janky mess going on.
that's exactly the frustration with today's stream when we were doing on Twitch, which, we're trying to play through Doom because I've never played a Doom game. We're playing Doom Eternal, and it's the only one that's free, or at least newer one that's free on PC Game Pass. And there's just this weird thing happening where now it's just randomly crashing all the time, like freezing and crashing and then crashing my whole PC when it freezes.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, okay, is there something wrong with my PC? Is there something wrong with the game? And, we were live, talking about it and
Live several times.
Googling it. And it turns out that, it was a known issue that's been around for a long time. And so it kind of sucks as a PC player. Even people on Steam were having problems with it.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
I guess it's just the port. So,
What
so I
about
may have
Indiana
to-
Jones? Did it run funky?
Yeah, Indiana Jones as well. Like it was using my CPU instead of my GPU.
Hmm.
It was really weird. And I have a pretty high-end CPU. And it was using like almost 90% of it. And I was like,
Wow.
dang, dude. And it was using like 10% of my GPU.
I know there's
So
a
it's
few
like,
games that I've played, at least on Steam, where there's mods released to fix that long before the developers fixed it.
yeah,
But I wasn't sure if Doom had that. I couldn't find one for you. I didn't see a
yeah,
performance stability mod out there.
yeah. I couldn't find anything, you know. Yeah, Indiana Jones, man, it melts the CPU. I don't know why.
How
Yikes.
did you read that? I was looking at them like, did he fall asleep on his keyboard?
That's it.
Yeah,
Indiana
you-
Jones. When you do look at melts my CPU. Turbo's hitting the sauce a little early tonight, man. But, we're just joking with you, Turbo. It's such a long title, is what he says. Oh man. But yeah, it's like I don't know what it is. I guess it's just PC Game Pass. Some games weren't good on it, some games don't. I've never really had
Microsoft.
success. And it's weird. You think with computers they would know what to do, right?
Software, not games.
Yeah, see, Frey, you had your PC temps climb when playing it, but that's why I got the massive cooler now. Yeah, that's right. Dude, it's just I mean, all I have is a single fan on my CPU. But like, dude, it should never overheat.
Speaking of
So-
that, speaking of CPUs, coolers, and turbo, I took his advice and I no longer shut my PC down. And now I no longer hear that little sort of like whining noise I thought was a fan in my PC. It was the pump. Something about the liquid would like change its state, and
because it was solid more or something.
it was like solidifying a little bit with my PC off for a long time, which is
What
a
kind of
known
car is
problem
it?
that Turbo told me about.
Mhm.
Now that I keep it on all the time, no more noises, smooth as butter.
That's why
What
you
kind
don't
of car?
use that.
What kind of car do you have?
I
Yeah,
have
right.
It's water cooled. Do not
The
tell the
pump?
government.
Don't turn
Yeah.
it off. What is happening?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's water powered, so I can't post it on social media, or I will probably disappear.
Yeah. Right. I just do the old school fans, man. That's all I got. But I got multiples. I got 3 in the front, 1 in the back, 1 in the CPU, and 2 on the top. So it I got good airflow.
Yeah. Mine's like an actual radiator.
Yeah. That's what Frey said. It's like it looks like it's being invaded by the cops because of all the RGB
Mhm.
lights and everything.
Yeah,
Or, like, it was being
it
weird.
serves as my night light for my upstairs.
Yeah.
This like always light in my corner over here.
Yeah. So it's I don't know, guy. I don't know really what else to say about how just crappy some of these larger companies are, man. I just feel like they've kind of lost their way. So
It'll find itself unless they just get rid of everybody.
yeah.
We had a crash in
So-
'85.
This is a question that was asked to me by Aaron in stream. And so we're gonna ask it on tonight. Since he wanted to ask it. He wanted to try to join us tonight, but he's under the weather, so he couldn't. But he's asking the question, and I'm gonna put it here in chat for you guys. And I want to hear some of y'all's thoughts as well. But do streamers play games for content or for fun?
Both. It really depends on who they are.
It depends. There's streamers
I've
out there that
seen-
are like,
Go ahead.
sorry.
Nick.
Oh no, go. You weren't done.
I was seeing as back in the days when you were heavy on Twitch before you came back to it. I had lots of friends on Twitch and Mixer, and the majority of the ones that I followed played games that they love. But I knew some that played trends, and over time, some would get very frustrated and burned out. But they felt they couldn't change because they would lose their audience. So it definitely goes both ways.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, I try to play the games I want to play, right? I'm also very conscious of what games do well on stream and what games don't do well on stream. So it's like that delicate balance, right? Of when you're trying to grow any brand, you want to play something that it's fun for you because obviously that shines through on the stream, but also you want to play so that you can keep growing your brand.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, you got some of these guys that played Fortnite for years and that's all they played, or COD, and it's like brain rot set in and they can't play any other game.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think I could ever just play only one game. Like, yeah.
Or it could be like some of those streamers where they end up making their own game to play and to stream and use their streams to promote it.
And then it goes under, like
And then
Dr.
it goes under.
Disrespects. Even though
Or
he
didn't-
got remonetized. He got
Mhm.
remonetized. Yeah.
Didn't Shroud make his little cell shaded shooter game?
Yeah. And everybody was telling me, oh, Mule, you just don't like it. It's a great game. I'm like, it sucks. And then Shroud's like, it sucks. I don't even like my own game.
I didn't know that.
He wouldn't even play it. He didn't like his own
hilarious.
game, man. So it's like some of these creators are starting to learn how hard it is to make a good game, you know. But
That's funny.
But like, to answer that question, I feel like, you know, it's hard, man, because you have to balance. Like,
Yep.
you want to play something fun that you want to enjoy.
Mhm.
But I know, like, for example, playing Doom won't get me the type of opportunities or viewership that playing Marvel Rivals ever stream would get me. But I'm enjoying the heck out of Doom. Like, so I want to play it and stream it. I don't care at this point. Like, you know, it becomes a point at some point where, like, I don't care at this point. The views will come. I'm just going to have fun, you know?
So what you're saying, Mule, is you're going to need to find a balance and you need to not care, just like a gray Jedi. I got you.
No, not at all.
Got him.
Not at all, man.
So when's the Mule Skull and Bones stream?
Oh my
Let's
gosh.
go. Cat Quest.
Look,
Yeah,
man.
there we go. That would be more fun to watch.
You guys keep telling me I need to play Halo again, and I'm like, dude, I made my bones in Halo back in the day, but
Y'all were trolling hard today.
I feel like I'm done with that game, man. I can't do it, man.
It's so slow.
It's slow, and and the problem I have with it, man.
Spartan.
I don't think
Mule
I
and Bones.
have a problem with that, guys. I got 5 kids.
Mule and Bones.
There's gonna be a new rap song, AI rap
I
song.
see it.
I do need to play co-op the campaign though. I think that would be fun. Like, if we got a bunch of bros together and did the Infinite campaign, like, that would be fun. Halo is not faster than Rivals.
No. There's like 2 slow characters from Rivals that the Spartans could outrun. The rest they couldn't.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing that I felt like is, like,
The
pun
fake
intended.
Spartans.
Combat never evolved, right?
Yeah.
They never evolved it.
It did, and it went right
Kind
back.
of. Exactly.
It went back because
Halo 4 was cool. I
toxic
liked it.
fan base.
I liked it, man. I love the sprints and stuff like, and people didn't like it. And I'm like, man,
I am a Spartan.
Halo
That's
fans
supposed
are
to
like
be-
Philly Eagle fans.
dude, Doom's faster than Halo,
Yeah.
but Doom's really fast paced though. So you know,
Yeah, Doom is super fast.
yeah.
You can't sit
freaking
still on that.
No,
You
dude,
know,
it's
you sit
perfect
still,
game.
you die.
It's like the perfect game for me. Just run around and blow stuff up.
is.
Like,
And the silent
it, man.
protagonist.
yes, like,
Mhm.
I mean,
not like Master Cheeks over there from the TV show where you're talking the whole time and taking off your helmet every 2
I
seconds.
think I love you.
Yeah, like, let me take off my helmet in an active war zone. Yeah, that's smart. Like,
See my
I don't
tear.
know. I mean, the Doom movie had the Rock in it.
Oh my gosh. It was so bad.
so
The guns were cool. And
Yeah.
the blown up monsters was cool. But the
Yeah.
rest, it was like, oh my God. The CGI and the rock was like, why?
that little first person scene, that was the first time I ever seen that in a movie, though.
Mhm.
That was kind of cool. Spoiler for a 20-year-old movie.
Right.
I got a good one for you guys. All right, you ready?
Yep,
Doom versus Master Chief versus Space Marine 2. Which one of those 3 guys would win?
Come on. Doom Slayer all day. And
Not even a
After
question.
seeing the Space Marines, especially in the recent videos we watched, more lore accurate ones, I think Doom Guy and Space Marine are like toe to toe after they deal with Master Chief.
Have you not seen Dark Ages Doom Guy?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Have
I'm
you
thinking
seen some
Doom
of the
Guy.
Space Marine guys, man?
It
They're like
insane.
they're
It's
insane.
like 20 slayers against a horde of a freaking planet. It's insane.
Have you seen the guys that Doomslayer kills?
Mm-hmm.
This is true. I have. That's a
I
hard one.
say in the end, the Doomslayer would win, but that Space Marine would give him a run for his money.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I think it'd be Doom Guy and some of the what do they call that? Astars or whatever. Like
Astartes.
yeah, Sardes. Yeah, that's
they're
it.
like one of the more elite classes. There's probably
Yeah.
13 classes of Space Marines.
Did they have a
nuts.
BFG?
They have Planet Breakers. Yeah. They have all kinds of stuff. Could they take a BFG to the face? Probably not.
Yeah. Yep.
Took me a second. It's like that
Aaron.
man don't use guns, but he's talking about his muscles, huh?
Aaron over here with the hot takes. Yeah, I mean that's a hard one. Reason I wanted to ask it is because I wanted to ask that question. Have any of you guys that are listening to the audio podcast or whatever tweet us or whatever, put in the comments what you think, because that's a hard one, dude. Because all three of those protagonists are just freaking awesome.
I love Master Chief. I never played Space Marine, but I love
dude.
I love Doom
if you
Guy.
like
But Doom Guy
Doom-
just takes me to my childhood,
Dude.
right? Going over somebody's house and being like, "Yo, put on Doom real quick."
Right. One of the best
You
early
gotta play it.
game memories. If you've ever read the books and watched some of that animation miniseries, you see how powerful the Spartans truly are. They're underrepresented in the games.
Yeah,
But in the books, man, they're
they're
nuts.
BAs. Yeah,
Total fast, agile BAs.
like
Crazy.
they're like tanks. They're walking
Yeah.
tanks, man. Like
Like
walking missiles.
mini Gundams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Super
can't be
powerful.
stopped.
Yeah.
Like that's what Nate. I think if you love Chief, if you love Doom Guy, you would absolutely love Space Marine 2 because you get that protagonist, but when they talk, it's like testosterone and overdrive.
Yeah. It's like the Gears, right? It's kind of played like that.
Dude, it is. Yeah. That's where Gears got a lot of their inspiration.
It is glorious how you feel
amazing.
Oh, it's challenging, but you are an absolute BA.
Yeah, and you're killing aliens, you're killing heretics,
like Doom, but not as fast paced.
Yeah, yeah.
That would
definitely.
I would definitely try it. That's like it's not even a full price game either, huh?
Right now, I don't think so. It's like 40 bucks. Yeah.
I think it's stock price like 50, isn't it? It's not a 70.
It
doesn't matter.
Speaking of slower paced, doesn't Doom Dark Ages supposed to be a little slower paced than the previous?
Yeah, yeah, because even in the trailer, didn't he say like the first one was run and gun, number 2 was jump and shoot, this one's gonna be stand and fight.
Go back, yeah.
They might not even have a jump button.
I'm looking. They better have a jump button, but I'm looking forward to that. Less running gun. Yeah,
I'm trying to see how much Space Marine 2 is for you. I'm trying to pull it up.
Longer campaign, deeper campaign. I doubt they'll still talk.
You put id in front of anything, I'll play it.
Can't go wrong.
That's my favorite engine. I'll take it over Unreal.
For some reason, I can't pull up the price for some reason, but because I already bought it.
I mean, like Call of Duty's based off an old id engine, just built from that.
On Xbox, it is. Well, CD Keys has it for sub 40.
Yeah, if you're buying it on Steam, if you buy the standard edition, it's $59.99.
If you're on console, it's still full price, $70. But I haven't paid full price for a game in forever.
Yeah, but it's well worth it, man. It's such a
Oh yeah, I think you'd love it. Anyone who loves id games should love that game, I presume.
Yeah, it's just so good.
It sounds like something I would definitely like.
Yeah, you would love it, dude. All right, guys. I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Any closing thoughts? What would you say to studios that are in the tank like Ubisoft and EA, what would you say to them to get them back on top?
Don't hire women. No, I'm
Oh my gosh, dude.
Total
Cancel.
joke. It was a joke.
We're canceled.
Just get back to basics and have some fun while making stuff. Stop chasing, because your chase is always, you're gonna get to your end of your chase and that's already gonna be wrapped up and done, and they're on be on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, get back to basics. Read the room, and if it takes you actually doing a little research to rediscover the people that actually would pay for your game, do it. There's a game developer who recently did that, and their sales jumped up 40% because they removed body type A and B and put male and female, and all that because of a public poll, and their sales skyrocketed. I'm like, huh. And the dev was like, this is an experiment. I don't know what's going to happen. Some crowds told me, don't do it. You're going to ruin your game. Ended up blowing our game away.
Yep.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, I have to agree with all that.
Sentiment.
Man. That's smart. I would just say, in the words of Trump, just make gaming great again. And I think the only way you can really do that is just to listen to your fans, listen to your audience, and know your audience. Like, re-engage with your audience, man. Know your audience. Don't just do whatever you want to do. I mean, yeah, have an idea for your game and things like that, but know the target audience when you're making the game and stay true to that. Like, don't bend to all this other flaky stuff, man. Just make a fun game,
Yeah, I mean, a game is supposed to be entertainment.
Yep.
You could do the story, you could do gameplay. Doom is not much story, but it's fun. You got.
I felt like the story's pretty cool.
Yeah, but it's not like a Naughty Dog game, right?
Yeah,
there's no dialogue,
but
very little dialogue.
Yeah, and that's what Full Turbo is saying too, is less dev cycle. That would be, like the 360, we got all 3 gears on the same
platform.
console. Yeah.
Yep.
And now you get gears like every generation because of that.
Yep.
So, and again, I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
Sure.
Anybody listening, okay?
Your true feelings.
You're sexist.
At Nady Nay, not Mule. You had nothing to do with my antics.
You're whatever ist.
Yeah. All right, guys. I appreciate it, man. Nate, Prime, appreciate it. Hey, guys, so you know that we try to do this every Friday. I mean, we haven't been as consistent because of basketball and stuff like that, but I appreciate you guys hanging out and watching the stream with us as we talk games. You guys, you're awesome. Anyways, love you guys.
No, you're awesome.
Yeah, blow it up, baby. See ya.
Blow it up.
That's Nady, not you.